Hi guys, 18 Dapper here. The season's almost upon us. 2018-19 football season is coming back and it's time for my League One predictions. Let's get this video started. I want to start with my club, Donny. What can I say? Quite a turbulent, close season. Fergie leaving, walking out, resigning. Stories that it was to do with the budget that the board have given. Wasn't happy with it. Said that he couldn't achieve what the board were expecting. Walked. Don't know if that's true. That was what was said on social media. But yeah, it's not been confirmed. But McCann's come in and seems to be putting his own stamp on the club and on the players. So hopefully it's the start of something good. We've had some good additions over the close season. Tom Anderson, Crawford and Wilkes. But I think we need more cover as a club. We've not got a lot of depth. If you watch the end of season review, I said that I thought Fergie was the man to take us forward. Fortunately, like I say, he's gone. McCann's here, and I'll be giving McCann and the players my full support all season. I think we should be okay. I don't think we're going to pull up any trees this year again. I'm expecting kind of a mid-table position, similar to where we finished last season, because we have kept some of the quality players that we've got, or the higher quality players that we've got. And a couple of additions should help us out. So solid mid-table finish for Donny this season. Having said that, let's get on with showing you where I think the rest of the table is going to lay out. So we're going to start with the bottom four: 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st. So these are the four teams that I think will get relegated at the end of the season. So starting at the bottom is Accrington Stanley. Just been promoted last season, so they may be on the crest of a wave, and they might surprise a couple of teams. But there's not been really many major squad changes, no additions, nobody leaving. So in my opinion, I think they may struggle a little bit this season. 23rd, AFC Wimbledon, finished 18th last season, and they've had a lot of change in their squad. I believe 11 players have left, 7 in. If I am wrong with any of this, by all means, in the comments down below. And I do want your opinions as well, so let me know where you think teams are going to finish. If you think that I'm a mile off with any of these, I want to know. 22nd, I've gone with Walsall, finished 19th last year. The big loss that they've got, in my opinion, is Otzuma. He's gone. I believe he's gone to Bolton. So my question for Walsall fans: where's your creativity going to come from? He was instrumental in a lot of your play last season. So I don't think it's looking good for Walsall this year. Finally, 21st, Wycombe Wanderers, another promoted team from League Two. Very similar to Accrington Stanley. Not many changes in the squad. So I think they're going to struggle. So that's my four teams that I think are going to go down this season. So now onto the rest of the bottom half of the table. So this is from 20th up to 13th. The bottom four, I think it's going to be very, very tight, like it was at the end of last season. It could go down to the final game for a number of teams in and around, probably up to 16th, I reckon, 16th, 15th. But this is where I think they'll finish. So from 20th to 13th. I've got Rochdale in 20th. I've got them to finish in the same position as what they did last year. Wilbraham, very good signing. So I think he'll do bits for Rochdale this season. 19th, Gillingham. So last year they finished a little bit higher in 17th, but I believe the league is a lot stronger this season than what it was last, especially with Coventry and Luton coming up, and then the likes of Barnsley, Sunderland and Burton coming down. That's 5 strong teams that are coming into the league. Just mentioned Coventry. I've got them to finish in 18th. Just promoted from League Two. I think this season it'll all be about establishing themselves back in League One. They've got a couple of good signings. Clark Harris from Rotherham and Abu Agogo from Shrewsbury, and Brown from Shrewsbury as well, I think. Three players who should add a lot to Coventry's game. 17th, I've got Oxford. Once again, another team which I've got finishing lower this season than what they did last season. 16th last year. They've had a massive squad overall. From what I can see, there's 8 players that have come in, 13 that have gone out, and Ledson's a big loss. He's gone to Preston. And then 16th, mentioned, kind of went over Donny earlier. We finished last season, finished in 15th, but I expect another season where there's not a lot going to happen. I don't think we'll be getting excited about playoffs, and I don't think we'll be getting too concerned about relegation either. I think it's going to be a solid 16th mid-table, lower mid-table finish. McCann just getting into the swing of things with club. So yeah, I think it'll be a 16th finish. Would like to see us finish higher, but like I say, very strong league this year. 15th, I've got Southend. Again, another team which I've got dropping down the league position-wise from their finish last year. Finished 10th. Not a lot of movement in the transfer window. And once again, there's some big teams who have dropped into this league or come up into it. 14th, Bristol Rovers, who finished 13th last year. And 13th, I've got Fleetwood, who finished 14th last year, so I've got them two swapping around this year. But two teams where I think they'll have a nice solid season, similar to Donny, not having to be too concerned about relegation, but not getting too excited about potentially getting into playoffs as well. With this league though, one decent run and a little bit of consistency, and you'll see yourself just fly up that position. So I could be a mile off with all of this. Now we're on to top half at table. I'm going to leave playoffs and promotion out of it. So this is just from 12th up to 7th. And I think any one of these with a little bit of consistency and a little bit of a run can get into the playoffs. Probably down to maybe 13th, 14th even, up towards the end of the season. Like I said a little earlier, just that bit of consistency or a decent run in this league can just fire up the table. But these are the final positions that I think teams are going to finish in from 12th to 7th. So 12th, Luton, just promoted, very decent team, and they've got a great signing in Sonny Bradley from Plymouth. I don't think they've lost anybody as well, so they've kept that core group of players that have gotten promoted and added to that. So I think they're a team to watch out for this season. I think very nice, strong season, finishing 12th. 11th, I've got Blackpool. They finished 12th last year, so a little bit of an increase. They're one of them teams for me that are just really hard to beat, especially as a Donny fan. I can't remember last time we beat them. In fact, we might have beat them last season, actually, thinking about it. Can't remember. But the ones which jump to mind are the 3-3 at home. We got battered at their place 4 or 5-2. So yeah, in recent memory, they're the ones which come back to me. They're a difficult team to beat in my opinion. And they've got 3 good players who have joined in Akpom, Payne and Scannell. So again, another team that I think are one to watch out for next year, or this year even. 10th, Peterborough. So they finished 9th last season. Last season they were expecting playoffs and didn't quite make it. It's another team in League One that looks like they've had a massive overhaul in players. I believe it's 14 in, 15 out, and one of those out is Marriott. So there's some big boots to fill. Any Peterborough fans watching, who was your player who was going to score the goals with Marriott gone? 9th, Scunthorpe, Scunny United, one of our rivals. Finished 5th last year. Really good season for them last year, but they have lost some good players to teams in League One. I don't think they brought many players in as well. I think they're struggling with quite a low budget as well. So I think they might slip down the table a little bit. 8th, I've got Shrewsbury. They finished 3rd last year. They massively overachieved last year. I think they were tipped for relegation to begin with, and yeah, made it to playoff final. But I think this season they've got an outside chance for playoffs again. But I don't know if they'll have a bit of an hangover from the playoffs, and that could impact them. If they don't have a good start, they might have a bit of catching up to do. And then finally in 7th, I've got the team who finished 7th last year, Plymouth. They've lost Sonny Bradley, they've lost a couple of other key players, but they have brought quite a lot in, so it'll just be a case of seeing how they gel. But I think they'll just miss out on playoffs once again this season. Now for the top 6, starting with 6th, 5th, 4th and 3rd, leaving the top 2 for a little bit later. So in 6th, I've got Bradford. They finished 11th last year. I do want to apologise as well. Earlier in the video, I've said that Blackpool have signed 3 players. You haven't. Bradford have signed them. I just weren't reading the right bit. I'm sorry. So Bradford have signed Akpan, Payne and Scannell, which are 3 very good signings, which is why I've put them in 6th. And Blackpool, you're in 12th because you've made some signings but not enough to warrant a big increase in your position. In 5th, I've got Burton. So the first relegated team from the Championship. I think they could fight towards the top of the table. Not many players in, not many players out, so it should be a solid season for Burton. Their expectations should be playoffs, no less than playoffs. But like with everybody else in the league, a little bit of consistency or that little bit of extra quality that Burton might have could potentially push them up towards that top 2 spot. In 4th, I've got Pompey. So in my opinion, these are one of the stronger teams in the league. The fan base is huge, very big fan base, which gives them the options to kind of spend a little bit more. It gives them a bigger budget, so that they're not failing on the financial fair play like some of the smaller clubs in the league. I mean, Donny, for example, 5,000 to 6,000, possibly 7,000 at home games. It's not sustainable to be spending a lot of money with them kind of gates in. Whereas Pompey, it's always tens of thousands there every home game. So with that bit of money behind them, I think playoffs is achievable for them this season. And then in 3rd, I've got Barnsley, another one of our local rivals. So just been relegated from the Championship. They've got rid of Mills and Hamill, but I think they've got enough depth in the squad to mount a push for playoffs, definitely, if not potentially automatic promotion. So now on to the top 2. Starting with 2nd, it's going to be Charlton. I think Charlton finished 6th last year, and they brought Darren Prattley in. I think that's a really good signing for League One. It'll just give them an anchor in the midfield, I think. But yeah, definitely a team to watch out for. I think finishing 6th last year and in the playoffs, this is an opportunity for them to push on and get up into 2nd. So Charlton 2nd for me. And then in 1st, the only team that's left, Sunderland. So got relegated, a double relegation from Premiership and then from the Championship. So they find themselves in League One. They've got rid of some of their big earners and brought in players on free transfers. But for me, Sunderland should not be in this league. They're far too big, but they're here for a reason. But I think they should bounce straight back to the Championship. The only thing which concerns me for Sunderland is they're a big fish, and every single game for them will be a cup final for the opposition. So their squad needs to be well up for every single game, or they may get found out and struggle. But on paper, which is what all of this is about, it's all on paper at the minute, I reckon Sunderland will finish champions. There you have it, guys. They're my predictions for the 2018-19 League One table. That's where I think everybody's going to finish. I'm probably going to be a mile off where they actually finish. But yeah, stick your thoughts in the comments down below. Whatever team that you support, let me know what you think of where I've put you in the table. If you've enjoyed this, stick a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, because every home game and away game that I can get to will be vlogged and put on this channel. See you in the next one.